So the Coin Hunter here. Today we're going to do a video. I was able to get 5 rows of quarters. It's the only thing I can afford to get. Sorry. I wish I could love to do a full box, but it's $500 I just don't have. So we got 5 rolls. This is done with cash. I'm going to start it. This one was already busted open at the seams when I picked it up from the bank. So we're going to see what we get. Of course, these don't take that long like nickels and pennies and dimes do. What we look for is silver proofs. Silvers can be any type of varieties. Basically, we're just going to look. I'm going to separate them out. And tomorrow night, I'll go through, look at them underneath the scope, and see if there's anything that I'll make a separate video on anything I find tomorrow night. So what we're looking for is silver-wise. Look for a gray, not this clad coating, but it's just almost a white, silvery gray for silver coins. But I don't think there's going to be any in here. I just haven't had any luck. Silver quarters are hard to find in rolls. Some people have good luck. I mean, some people may will get one here and there per box. But these will have a mixture of the Eaglebacks, everything before the state quarters, the parks, and the women's series. There are different varieties on those, but like I said, I have to do those tomorrow night separately. And I don't see nothing silvery, so we're going to go ahead and go to this first row. And what we're going to do is create different stacks. So this is an Eagleback, for those who do not know. You young kids, these are called Eaglebacks now because of the eagle. This is a 92. Now if you look, they redid George Washington's hair from these quarters to these, which are the state quarters. And so we got in Alabama. Here's the Kanaka Ole. She came out last year. That's the women's. That's in the women's series. Sally Ride, women's series. Women Man Killer. Now I do videos for younger kids. Well, this one I go through, I'll look for die chips and stuff like that. If I find any, I'll definitely let y'all know about that. It's got a little bit of Ring of Death on it. This is a 96. That would be an Eagleback. Bessie Coleman, we ain't looking. This is a Philly. There's a known die chips on the wings. A grease strike through. Looks like a ball of fire. There's an extra finger, but I don't see that on that one, just all right offhand. Part quarter here. This is a Philadelphia 2019, no 2020. West Point did make $2 million of this quarter, and plus the other 4 quarters that year. 2020 have a privy mark, B75. It was the 75th anniversary for the end of World War II. In 2019, they did $2 million each of the parts, but it does not have the privy mark. That is Kanaka Ole. I don't find a bunch of those. Port Moultrie. White Mountains. The parks. Some people say this is not a park. Some people say it is a park. George Washington's crossing the Delaware. Call that an honorable mention park. It's a known die chip in his crown, and there's an You have to see a scope, but there's an extra button. It's actually another die chip. They call it the extra button on the sleeve. Harper's Ferry. There's some doubling some of the windows in the Philadelphia Mint version of that one. We got New Jersey for a State. Another woman man killer. I have to look, like I said, I have to look at these things to scope. There are die chips in her hair. Theodore Roosevelt. Let's see, Philly. There are some die chips doubling on the strands. I have to look for that. That's a 1977. Yeah, it's got a little luster left to it. But is it Eagleback? That may be an upgrade to my album. Maya Angelou. This is a slightly off-center strike on the reverse. This is kind of unusual. You usually see those on the obverse, but it is off-centered here. There are two known varieties. There's a die crack going to the beat. And there's the extra earring on her. On her you can find. Salt River Bay, Philly. That would also be a West Point quarter if you could find. Arkansas State quarter. This may be an upgrade. Ohio. Not to check that, see if that's an upgrade. Kissashi National. No, is that it? Nope, Hawaii Volcano. Part quarter. Eleanor Roosevelt. Another women's quarter. That's what we call inches. You can find inch use doubling. I will be doing a video on about something like that this weekend. I will be checking on that one for that. It's not really an error, but it is a known variety. This is what I call gun-toned 2015 Homestead. These I kind of keep. There's some doubling. You can find some doubling in the window. The bucket, there's a die chip on the bucket. They call it the key bucket. That's the next to pump handle. Sometimes you can find die chips on the roof. They call it the snow on the roof. Alaska. There's an extra claw on the Alaskan state bear. I mean on the grizzly bear. Connecticut. Georgia. Sally Ride. That's what they call the Ghost Comet on her. I have yet to find that one. There's Nebraska. Texas. Blue Ridge Parkway. Rhode Island. George crossing the Delaware again. Oh, come back here. There's Salt River Bay. That's the Philly. There's some doubling up in the tree leaves and stuff. You can find on that. That's good for the teenagers to do. We'll have a little kid, maybe below the age of 11, do it. Everglades. Eagleback. 1967. This is cool. George crossing the Delaware. We're going to just put his stack right there. Another Edith Kanaka Ole. What I'm looking for is a die chip up in here on the hillside. I call it the volcano. I found one. Looks like a little wisp of smoke. So that's roll one. Said I'll leave these here. I'll do another video on those tomorrow after I looked on them. Oh, we got hit by scumbaggery, dirty water, so I got hit by him. Got a nickel. Somebody cheating the system. This is a 2018 Philly. I can check for doubling on that. I think there's a few varieties known. So the question is, did I get a full dollar? I mean, full $10? I've had it happen before. They stuck a nickel in, they still put in $10 worth of quarters. That's been a while. I'll quickly count. 5. That might have been silver. Let's see. I think I did get hit by some scum bucket. Now, proof, the edge is going to be a lot thicker, and they have an S mint mark by them. Got a bicentennial sitting right there. The bicentennials seem to be a lot thinner than the other quarters. They really, really do. Well, like somebody overstuffed that quarter roll by 3 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 75. So I'm plus 75. I'm plus 80 cents counting the nickel. I lost my gain, I guess. I am with the pull up scope on this one. I think it's a die chip. Like I said, I will do a video on any die chips that I find tomorrow. And that'll be Thursday night. Yep, got a die chip in her hair. Like I said, I'll do a video on that tomorrow. On that, what I do, I'll show y'all the screen, the scope up on the computer screen, and versus the scope itself, so y'all can see the die chips. So I did find a die chip. Anime Wong, there, she's the last of the women of the 2022 series. Have yet to find the extra finger, which is usually right up in here or right there. And this is Mississippi. Now here's a Wisconsin. It's not here. There's a low leaf and a high leaf variety on that. George Clark. I've got a couple. There's one from Denver where his wrist is right there. There's a die chip. It looks like he's looks like a wrist watch. I actually think this has got that die chip. Nope, it don't. It's like he's wearing a wrist watch, which they didn't have those back then, but it does look like it. It's a big old glob of metal. Now, Massachusetts. Pictured rocks. Now, most of your die varieties will be on Philadelphia. Occasionally, you might find something on Denver. So we got an 83. There's a Columbia Island. There's a die chip along that wing, which I have one of. Thanks to Mr. Temple Craze. A1 Denver. So we got George crossing the Delaware, and we got New Jersey. Aoback 1980. It is a Philadelphia. You will not find a Philadelphia Mountain quarters till after 1979. Starting in 1980, that's when they started doing that. Another New Jersey. And so I got most of these quarters. So here's a bicentennial. I do keep those. Everglades. Arkansas. Idaho. Let's say Ride. Bessie Coleman. Doing a quick double check on the wing. No, see nothing there. No die chips. Very nice Everglades. Philadelphia. I have to look up. When Watson's look up the era coins on those. $91. Yes, I'm using a penny mat for a quarter hunt. I like it because it's nice and soft. 96 Denver. $2022, nice, bright and shiny. Anime Wong, Denver. Denver Homestead. There's one of the main color. No die chip. What is a die chip? Die chip is where part of the die breaks off. And the coins are heated up, and so when the die hits, that metal flows into wherever the cracks or the design is. So if a part of the design falls out, it fills up that spot. And here's a 2019. This is one of the ones they did mint mark from West Point on. That is not one. Great Basin. A2 Denver. George crossing the Delaware. Bodo, I can't pronounce her name. Padra, I don't know how to pronounce her name. There's supposed to be some errors with her fingers. Maybe you have to find any. Great Sand Dunes. '77 Eagleback. Shawnee, there is a die chip on the bird you can find. I have one. There's a part quarter out of Illinois. Virginia. Tell you all that right now, a lot of these will be going back into circulation. West Virginia. New York. So right now I'm just separating them. Tomorrow night I'll spend go through any errors I find. Probably will make a video Thursday night or Friday afternoon. Nevada. Maya Angelo. I got no ring. Nope, no errors. Sometimes I just do a random check. New Hampshire, which part of the rock face fell off, it's no longer there. 74, I think I need that one. There's one I need in the 70s. Do this next one. I don't know why that thing was so damn packed full. It had 3/4 more than what it should have had. Or if they hadn't put a nickel in. I'm looking forward to calling inches doubling on Eleanor Roosevelt. Don't see any. Roman Man Killer. Georgia. Bodo lady. That's tape. Cumberland Gap. Kentucky. Another Edith Kanaka Ole. There's a major die clash on the obverse side, and there's some up in the river. Here you can find Maine. Law, there is a W on this one, but this is not it. You can find some die chips on the tower right up in here for the older kids to look for. We go back, nicely detailed, 98. There's another George Rogers Clark. Denver. So it's hard to find errors out of Denver, but when you do, they're usually pretty massive. River of No Return. I have a W quarter on this one, but this is not it. Nice shiny Nebraska. That may be an upgrade in my album. That would not be an upgrade in my album unless there's a die chip that I'll put into a flip. Once you learn where to look for die chips at, they're pretty easy to spot once you get used to it. Unless they have to be really tiny, tiny, tiny. Here's a nice 72. Got some luster. Some of the details are gone on the hair, but it's got some nice luster left on it. Put an XF45 on this one. Arrows are still nice and clean. Details in the feathers. We'll see about that. Oregon. And Denver George Clark. Rogers Clark. Nebraska, Frederick Douglass. I think on this hand, or so this hand, there's some doubling on his finger, but this is a Denver Mint. This will be a This is actually the part for District of Columbia. Duke Wellington would be the state version of the quarter. Another Theodore Roosevelt, and this would be a Philly. Another Wisconsin, but no high leaf or low leaf on it. Saratoga. So I got an extra set of books I could put these in, not the pocket change for kids, but I got a separate book for Denver and one for Philly minute coins on these parks. Lady Angela. '88 Denver. '80 Philly. '74. Voyagers. This is Philly. You can find an extra rock sometimes here, one there. You can find one up in here. Sometimes you find a die crack running right here in the waves. quarter. Denver Minute, Saltwater Bay. Another Alaskan Bear. Harper's Ferry. So I'm just calling them out, separating them out, look at them later. Postal Rock. There's some known die chips on the Philly, and I don't see any yet on that one. Maya Angela. So I'll check all these out tomorrow night. 65. No, that's damage. I was hoping there'd be a cub as damage. Uh-oh. You can pick up my bicentennial quarter and stuck it in here with the eagle backs. Whew. So I keep the eagle backs up so I know what I'm looking at. Let me put the bicentennial over there. Now, proofs will have an S by them. I've yet to ever find a proof in the coin roll hunt. So I don't see no silver, so it's going to be sorting out. So here we go. Denali. Eagle back. Mount Rushmore. Heavy damage 1984. That would be going to back into circulation. Here's the Kanaka Ole. Let's see anything I'm looking for on that one. Lowell District. Denver. I'm a man killer. Eagle back. I don't know what year it is, I didn't look at it, sorry. Anime wall. '66 eagle back. It's 93. Edith. Now, you need to pay attention to these fonts on the front on some of these older coins. They do change time to time. If you find one that does not match what it's supposed to be, then you may have an error that you will want to get attributed. Sashi National Forest, my home state. You go back. Perry's Victory. I do not understand that part quarter for being in Ohio. Marsh Billings. And we got Denver. Another Sally Ride. Real Form. This is another one that will have a W, but this one does not. This is Denver. Denver Minute Homestead. Denver Ellis Island. Philly has a lot of different errors on that one. I put the wrong spot, didn't I? Solid Ride. Sashi National Forest. Go to Georgia and the Delaware. Washington State. Hawaii. For me, that's one of the toughest quarters to get in here in Louisiana. Indiana. Bodo. Guam. Philly minted. 95. Philly Saltwater Bay. Rear Farm. There's a die chip on the tree. They call it a broken branch. There's a die chip on his elbow. I have yet to find those. Philly minted Teddy Roosevelt. Because of him, we have national parks. 98 Philly. Ozark Riverways. That's 2017. Picture Rocks. Rhode Island. Harper's Ferry. Tuskegee Airmen. Now I have, we got a Philly. That's the hardest one I have to get here. 88. And we got one more roll left, and that's going to be it. And we're at 32 minutes. It ain't taking as long as I thought it was going to take. Well, maybe a little bit longer, but it's okay. Mississippi. Nope, damage to the coin. I thought I had a rim code. It does want to share all the rim code, but it's not. Chickasaw. Nope, stack. Massachusetts. 93. North Dakota. 85. New York. Where you go back. West Virginia. Olympic. I think I'm missing that one. South Dakota. Another Wisconsin. Do not have the error yet. I've been looking for it. I've been looking for it since that quarter came out. That's how long ago I've been knowing about it. Where you go back. Or Nebraska. Mississippi. Or you go back. Northern Mariana Islands. Those I do keep. They're hard to get in Louisiana. Some people get them all the time. I rarely ever get them. Every now and then I might get lucky and get one. So we got 3 Eagle backs in a row. We got an 83, 81, and a 94. You go back. Chickasaw. Nebraska, that's almost working, sending into Annex to get graded. Washington. Okay, this is how I'm telling some of his album fillers for people. No, In God We Rest there on Kansas. New York. More Eaglebacks. Another bicentennial. More Eaglebacks. Nebraska. Last two coins. Oregon and an Eagleback from 1992. So, just do a quick wrap up of this so I can kill the video and get it uploaded. We know for a fact, see, is this it? Nope. Double check. It's dirty. Let me see. I'm trying to use my camera to show y'all. We got a pointer without damaging the coin. I guess I have to get another toothpick out. Had a drink spill on my tabletop last night and threw everything away that was wood and that got wet. If you look right there where my toothpick is pointing at, that's where a die chip occurs. I got one that's almost all the way. This is about 25%er. I'm still trying to find a 100% coverage one. So we know we got that as a find. And then we got these two bicentennial quarters. Yes, I know they're coming, but to me that will always be a find. I do keep these as I find them. There's a DDO, which I have yet to find. So, more likely tomorrow I'll be looking through all these coins for the errors or any type of varieties. And Thursday night I will do a video. So, hope you like what you see. Me trying to explain stuff to you as I go along. Kind of what I look for. We got no silvers, no proofs. We do know we got a die chip. We got two bicentennial quarters. Those will always be finds for me. So, in 2 years will be the 250th anniversary. No telling what they're going to do with the quarters then. So, if you're new, actually subscribe. If you look, and do subscribe. Or if you look, please leave a comment. You know, it helps. Really did this just to have fun. Now I'm wanting to grow the channel. So, any help, share the video. If you see something I missed or think I said something wrong, please let me know, and I'll go back and look at it and see what I said wrong and try to correct myself. Have a good evening.